This is the Tallahassee Business Podcast, bringing you engaging conversations with influential members of the community that you need to know. This episode is brought to you by MillCreek Financial Consultants. At MillCreek Financial Consultants, we offer more than just financial planning. We develop a relationship with you that helps you avoid common missteps, make confident decisions, and put your assets to work so you can enjoy the peace of mind that comes from financial security. Don't delay your important financial decisions any longer. Schedule a time to meet with our MillCreek Financial Advisors and begin the journey towards achieving your dreams by visiting millcreekfinancialconsultants.com. No investment strategy can ensure peace of mind, assure profit, or guarantee against loss. Securities, products, and advisory services offered through Park Avenue Securities, LLC, PAS, member FINRA, SIPC.
Hello, everybody. This is Sue Dick with the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce. Very excited to be here with Vaughn Wilson of Mega Ace Media. And we're going to talk about a couple different things. But hi, Vaughn. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, Sue. I'm extremely proud to be here with the Chamber. And thanks for having me.
Well, we're going to talk about a couple things. But as a disclaimer, you are like the expert in the media world. So I'm a little nervous on this side of the microphone from you. I know a lot of our listeners have probably seen your great work. So let's talk about that a little bit and your company and what you do. But you do great work. I just recently was at an event where you were running all things. It was a prayer breakfast for our community to launch our new year. And that was a great event Greg James put together with so many key community partners. But maybe a little bit about you, Vaughn, and your company.
Well, thank you. Well, I grew up here in Tallahassee. My father worked at FAMU. I went to FAMU High School and went to FAMU, played football from the mid-'80s, 85 to 88. Had fun there, great fun, enjoyed my college days. But graduated from FAMU's School of Business and Industry under Dean Mobley. While she was there, she was a tough lady. And she actually prepared me so well for being in business by myself to be in a sole proprietorship when I didn't even know it. Because she always says, great businesses are born from opportunities. Find the opportunity and mold your business around it. And boy, I don't know if she predicted the pandemic, but that was 6 months after I went into business for myself after leaving FAMU. But the opportunity was churches that had no idea about going online. So we went from having every single contract we had canceled to installing systems in churches and showing them how to stream.
So, I mean, what we love about what we get to do here at the Chamber of Commerce is talk to local business owners who have constantly tried to innovate the way they're doing business because things change. And then in just a moment, we are going to talk about the Black Business Expo because you weren't busy enough. You decided to create, really, I think, pass it forward and really help other businesses. But making sure our listeners can maybe walk away with a nugget. What were some of the things that you maybe surprised yourself, or you touched on COVID and the pandemic, but maybe if you could give out a couple of key nuggets that you learned along the way that you can maybe pass on to any business owner that's listening as well.
Well, I think if there was one thing I learned, I knew a lot about business. My father owned the Capital Outlook years ago, so he was always an entrepreneur. And my granddad owned several businesses, who's my hero. He only had a third grade education, but he was one of the hardest working and most innovative people you ever want to know. I just always wonder if he had the opportunity to get an education, what he would have done. But when I started my business, when I left FAMU, I was at FAMU for 10 years. President Ammons brought me on campus because FAMU did not have a multimedia department in athletics, zero. They didn't even own a camera. By the time I left 10 years later, internally, we were able to do ESPN3 broadcasts. So we built that from the ground up. So after that was kind of done and did that a couple of years, the person in me kind of got bored. And I said, I really want to work for myself and have a little more personal time. Those actually don't go together if you actually know about running a business, but you could pick and choose. There are times I was able to watch my children graduate and that sort of thing. But as I went into business, 6 months after I had everything incorporated and moving along and all these contracts for the next year, COVID hit. So all of those contracts canceled. And I say, what do I do? Thank goodness OEV locally start sending these emails. We have grant money. So I'm a small business, and I say, I'll never qualify that. I just got started, you know. But they had stipulations. If you were just getting into business and you had 2 years of tax return, your personal tax returns, they give you the grant. So I went from zero to a grant from OEV, which I just still today can't believe that I got free money to move my business along. And then shortly after that, the Big Bend Minority Chamber partnered with Walmart and they gave another grant. So I'm starting to see the light and I'm getting energized again. And that's when it hit me to help the churches to get online and the business start going. But I think that's when the beginning of the Black Business Expo started. Because as Black business people, we don't seek help. And when I realized in the pandemic, help was all around. It was all around us. Here in Tallahassee, we are blessed.
Well, and I know you touched on it. So last year, fast forward to 2022, and you decide, well, let's really kind of talk about this. You started the Black Business Expo. We're about to have the 2023 coming forward, and I'm glad you mentioned the Office of Economic Vitality because Keith Bowers and his team there are doing a great job of bringing forward resources and tools, and the Big Bend Minority Chamber and the Capital City Chamber. So we're getting ready. It's coming up in February.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about what the second year is going to bring. We were talking, and you said the attendance is already great. The support is great. People are lining up. And what's your hope? Maybe just outline what the day looks like and who should attend.
Well, I got to say this. I didn't really have a connection with the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce. I sent an email about our inaugural Black Business Expo, and the next thing I know, I'm on a Zoom call with you all. And my wife and I just said, well, we're really blessed to have that opportunity, and we really appreciate you all partnering with us. It's all about partnerships. The whole focus of the Black Business Expo is partnerships. Construction companies looking for small vendors, Leon County schools, FAMU Small Business Development Center. Walt McNeil, our sheriff, I didn't realize they had a procurement department in-house. So he was really anxious to get there. Hey, we need people who can do the floors and sell us chemicals and this. So it was an amazing 2022, and 2023 is ahead of pace. We got a few weeks out, and we are ahead of pace. Just looking forward to it, and I just love to see when our businesses can get outside of their shell. And our theme this year is make them drink. It goes off of the old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. We have to get these businesses because some of the things they're struggling for, there are resources right here in Tallahassee waiting for them. All they have to do is reach out and engage.
So it's Saturday, February 25th. Starts at noon. Maybe give some more details on it and maybe what the programming is going to look like.
Well, we've got a great lineup this year. One thing I decided that we needed to add is I have a 15-minute session, which is a fitness expert from Atlanta. She's nationally renowned. She's going to Zoom in, and it's about during your workday, some little things you can do, neck rolls and stretches and things that you can do to release tension, because we know stress, when you're working in a business, stress is prevalent. My favorite session that I can't wait for is called the listening session. And so often you get data from different sources here and there. It may be filtered to some degree. Well, we're going unfiltered. We're going to have our mayor, John Daly, our Leon County Commission Chair, Nick Maddox, our Senator, Corey Simon, our Representative, Gallup Franklin, and all three local chambers of commerce sitting on stage with no microphones. That's unusual to have politicians and leaders without microphones. The microphone will be in the audience for the businesses to come up and talk about what their experiences are. I think this helps twofold. Those businesses never would have that audience. I've never had that audience, to speak to at one time. They'll have an amazing audience, and they'll feel better that someone is listening to them. And I think it'll foster much more engagement around them that day. That hey, some of these people that can help you are actually in this building. It'll also help. As Corey Simon and I were talking after the prayer breakfast, he's like, I can't wait because I need to hear from people as I go in and know what to vote for. I think it'll be great, and I want them to carry that with them as they perform their duties of leading our area.
Well, I think with that scenario and opportunity, you will hear, and I think you have to ask the question, let people talk about what they're facing day to day so that solutions can be brought forward. But you're also, I remember from last year, you have resources there. You have banking institutions that are there and other types of training resources. Maybe touch on that, because we want to make sure whoever's listening, either you qualify and should be there, or you know somebody that should be there. So it's a full day. It starts at noon. Till what time? And then where can they find out more information?
It starts at noon and it goes to about 4:00, but we don't rush people out, because if they're still integrating, that the whole point is to get people to integrate and get out of their shell. We have all of our banks from last year, including some new banks, will be on with us this year. We also have $15,000 in grants we're giving out this year. Last year, we were able to give away. We had planned for $5,000, but we had one financial institution on the spot say, hey, I need to give one of these grants. And those businesses, like Early's Kitchen, he talks about it all the time. I can't believe I went to that event and I came away with $500 for my business. You know, that's a utility bill or something for somebody. That's huge. So we knew we had to expand that. So this year it will be $15,000. We have a grand prize in there, which is a $5,500 value. Our partnership with Xfinity Comcast, they're giving us $1,500 worth of television advertisements. Cumulus Radio Group is giving us $1,500 worth of radio advertisements. So that's $3,000. And then $2,500 is we're taking some of the partners who are in media within the group to help them produce professional radio and television spots, so they look good when it's being promoted. So I think that's a key. I think that's a great grand prize, and you know, when smaller businesses don't always see the big picture, sometimes something small like that might be what gets them there. But hopefully when they get there, they learn something else that can help their business along the way.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think all you have to do is go to the event to talk to some of these small businesses, and then talk to those that were there last year and see how they're doing this year. And I think your work is really important. If people want more information, where can they find it?
They can go online to bbetally.com. Black Business Expo Tallahassee is the acronym, bbetally.com. All the information's there. You can register. You can see photos from last year. There's pictures of you on stage with the grant that you all gave and who won the grant in your name. But we're just really excited. I'm getting really excited. The closer we get to it, the more I talk about it. And one of the and if I could, the thing that I'm most excited about is the way that they can get the grants. We have what we call a passport, and you have to go to a station. You have to go talk to a chamber. You have to go talk to one of the financial institutions, and they give you a stamp or a sticker on it. So it forces them to engage and do what they normally wouldn't do. So that's the way that we force them to engage. You can't get this money unless you go get your passport with all the stickers on them. So we're excited about it.
Well, Vaughn, you're carrying a lot, but you're doing great work. And I think the fact that you did come from and you still have your own business, you understand. And what you want to do is have other people be as successful as you have been. So thank you for your commitment. Thank you for letting the Chamber of Commerce participate. And we look forward to the event on February 25th at noon. And continued success to you with Mega Ace Media as well. And we've just enjoyed talking with you. So thanks so much.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you to the Chamber for partnering with us and supporting us.